Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. I have here 2010 Toyota Corolla LE with approximately 80,000 miles on the odometer. And I inspected this vehicle for the friends maybe 6 months ago. It was still at the old shop actually, it wasn't here. And I think I wrote them that they should consider automatic transmission fluid service. This vehicle, it's very easy for everybody to do it themselves, DIY, because we still have that automatic transmission dipstick here. So the first I will do to confirm that it's still needed, and maybe they didn't forget that somebody else did it for them, right? So what do? You pull this transmission fluid dipstick. Basically the easiest, and what I do, I sweep it between my fingers. And you can see the fluid is black instead of bright red. So I just clearly confirmed, yes, it's still needed. And I will say this was never done. My guess is it was never done. 80,000 miles, it's definitely time to do the fluid service, despite the fact, if you look closer on this dipstick, there is sticker at year 2010 Toyota was telling you no need to replace ATF under normal driving conditions, right? So they were still pushing that maintenance-free fluids and these ideas to show you how easy it is to own this, but it's not true. That fluid has to be frequently changed. The interval depends how you drive. And what they did good, there is a low and high level on the dipstick, but also if you right here, if you look, it says WS. So there's no guessing game what fluid belongs in the transmission. I keep plenty of that in my shop, ATF WS. This is how it looks. So we will perform this service. Just today, the Federal Reserve raised the interest rates 0.75, which is the highest rate in 30 years, right? So we are already in the bad, challenging times, but even worse is coming financially, and who knows what else will happen. So I decided to do this service the simplest way for DIY, therefore showing you that if you have a dipstick, it's extremely easy to service your own transmission. You don't need to pay money for it. You can do it yourself if you follow these few simple steps. So let's go and do it together DIY way. I'm going to leave this entire dipstick out of the vehicle so this dipstick tube is fully open and that fluid can nicely get out of the transmission pan. When the Corolla is up in the air, we will locate automatic transmission pan, and it's located here on the driver's side. So this is not the one we are looking for, that's engine oil pan, the engine oil drain plug and the engine oil filter. This is automatic transmission pan, and here it's our drain bolt. So being here, we wanna open the drain plug, get rid of all that oil which is in this area, and replace it with the new. What you will need for it? I brought a catching pan which will help us to catch it. I will not put it in my trolley, my cart. I will do it so we can see how that oil was bad, right? So it's a catching pan right here. And what a tool is. The tool, my friend, is hex stand. I will show it to you just in a second. We'll use the ratchet here and the hex stand. Hex stand looks like this. It's that 6 hexagonal thing which fits right there, right? So, right here, put it in. You heard a pop, kind of, yeah? And I will carefully undo this. I don't want to spray it on this expensive camera, but look, it's coming. You can see already how black it is. It will be actually worse than you saw it on my fingers, because that's always thin layer. When we will have it in the pan, you will see how bad it is. Let me give you some kind of close-up. You can see it better. Right, so the old drain plug was barely cracked and it's leaking so much. Obviously, there's no reason to just stand around. Best is just fully open it and let it out. I will do it with my bare hand. I already put those gloves on and off so many times, but this filming drives me nuts. So normally I will use only gloves. You probably should use always gloves. It's not good to have it on your skin, but for me, because I'm filming, you just can see my bare hands. So you see the stream, how it's coming out. We will catch it, we will look at it, evaluate it, but you can see it on my hand, right? This fluid, the WS, is basically very light red / pinkish in the color. Bright, beautiful. This is old. I will not say even it's burned because it doesn't stink, so it's fine. But still, it's time to do it. It's definitely time to replace it. And we will do just for your sake. For you, to show you how simple it is. If you do it sooner maybe, if you will do it at 40,000 miles, how simple it is to just do a drain and refill without taking the pan off and replacing filter and so on. We will just show how easy it is to maintain this vehicle. If you ever decide to do it yourself, please have some extra time. You can see how much it's still running. It's already like 4 or 5 minutes later. Still goes out, so have at least 15-20 minutes time to let it nicely float out, and your job will be more successful. This is 20 minutes later. There is still very slow drip, but it doesn't matter. It will not make a big difference. I can get this out of my way a little bit. Oh yeah, this transmission fluid is black. You will see. I will put this plug. There is a aluminum crush washer right there on it, and that will make sure that the plug will not leak and it will not fall off. If you want to know the torque, I believe I read somewhere for this steel pan and this exact design, if you want to use the torque range, it will be 40 Newton meters. I don't expect you have a torque wrenches laying around, so go carefully with it, common sense. Make it tight, but don't strip that thread in the pan. So use a smaller ratchet only and be careful with it. And that's it, right? You have to feel it. Of course, that aluminum washer will make sure this will not come out. Also, it will not leak. I can finally show you how nasty it is, right? It's not the worst of the worst, but if you look at it, that's brownish, dark red, brownish, is basically the contamination in it. We avoid the glare from the skylights. Look at it, right? It's contaminated. It needs to go out, needed it to go out and be replaced with a nice new fluid. I know you are wondering how much came out, so let's go measure it. Here you can see on the bottom of that pan, the greatest news is there are no metal shavings or nothing of that nature, no heavy sediment, And you can see on the left It's a quarts. So we got out roughly 3.7 quarts. If you do this more often, and you will perform on drain and refill, that means, that tells us, you will need only 4 quarts of this fluid to keep your transmission and the car happy. So far for this service you needed what? Ratchet, hex stand tool, catching pan, which is bigger than 4 quarts, US quarts oil. Now you need a funnel. I think this one is from Walmart. I bought it million years ago. But this gray one actually fits really good in Toyota transmission dipstick tubes. So all I'm putting it, right? I'm putting it in the tube, perfectly fits there, making sure it's perfectly clean. And I will be ready to start pouring that brand new fluid in. I'm fully aware that this video might be for somebody who never did that. So again, this is that tube. All I just did is put it in and it's ready. We will be slowly, carefully pouring it. The opening is small, so you have to just pay attention so you don't create any spills. I hope this camera will be able to show the difference in the color of that fluid. You can actually see it a little bit here. It's a light red, pink stuff. I will look on the, if you can see it. I'll try to put it from high. See that red color? Perfectly bright. ATF WS. As I said, don't go too fast. It will start getting out from that connection. It's easier to go slow and have no clean up after that. Then make a mess somewhere down there in the engine and do the cleanup later. So I will not pour 4, I don't want to overfill it. I will pour 3.5. We said it was 3.7, right? So I will put 3.5 and I will run the transmission, and using a dipstick I will confirm the levels on the dipstick. Because again, it's easier to add than to get under the car and try to drain a little bit of it, right? So I'm trying to give you that DIY tips to make it super easy for you. I'm trying to encourage you to do it yourself, save money, and the bottom line is keeping this car running forever. These transmissions are not having any known problems. They really, really work long time. After I'm done pouring my fluid, the correct amount, I will put this transmission dipstick back. And now it's time to go drive it. And in my case, to my liking, that fluid was too bad. That's too contaminated. I don't like it. The transmission contains way more than 3.7 quarts. Therefore, when you do drain and refill, you don't replace all of it. So now the new fluid will mix with the old one, and because it was so bad, I will go test drive, come back in 5 minutes and redo it one more time, and I will call that flush, because I will replace again that mixed fluid. I will drain it one more time, and one more time I will put 3.7 quarts and adjust the level using the dipstick. Here is the bottom line. If you don't let it go bad, if you don't let it go bad so much, you can just keep doing drain and refills. For example, on my wife's vehicle, every third engine oil change, I also drain and refill the fluid. it's not coming out so black like you saw. It's coming nice and clean. It almost looks brand new. But that's way easier for me. And it's the best for the transmission because I'm not letting bad fluid being inside and possibly damaging components of that transmission. So that's my advice for you. Keep doing it often. That's up to you. Each third, fourth, fifth, all change it depending how you drive. If you drive in dusty conditions and so on, basically keep eye on it. When it's getting slightly dirty, get rid of it. If you do it often enough, it will actually cost you less. So I hope you find this video helpful. If you like it, give it a thumb up, please. And be subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thank you for supporting this channel. And have a great day, my friend. And as I said, I'm back from the test drive. I'm draining it again because the fluid was way too bad. It's my friend's vehicle. If it was in nice shape, I will drain and refill. But it was just too contaminated. You saw it yourself. And hopefully this will give you idea why I said the drain and refill was not enough. Look at it. Let me again try to get rid of that skylight glare. So I see improvement. I'm not sure if you will see it in the video. I see the color is getting lighter, but again that new fluid which was put there flushed a lot of stuff from inside of that transmission. So good news is it's getting better. I will get the new one in and I will take a small sample from the drain plug and see if it needs to be done one more time or these two will be enough. But hopefully you agree, drain and refill for this vehicle was not enough.